Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 608. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Corey Feinstein.
Ahoy.
And Tony Kirkenitis.
You Muppet.
Welcome, listeners, welcome, viewers, to 608. I keep wanting to say 808, and I'm like, we're not there yet.
Oh, God, don't fast forward us, man.
808, 608. We're live, streaming on Twitch, Tuesday nights. Please join us. We start at 8 o'clock on the MovieCast, followed by the Gamecast whenever we finish the MovieCast. So... this is the Gamecast, folks, and Mike is not here. He's at a Yankee game and he's complaining, but that's I don't know if it's good or bad. I know the Mets are losing, so that's not good. Yeah, welcome to the Gamecast. Sorry, I had a busy weekend of home improvements, but I've been ripping apart my kitchen and rebuilding it Sunday. But Saturday I had a day for myself, and I actually went. Unfortunately, I did it towards the end of the day, so I didn't get much played yet. But I picked up Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And thanks to Tony, I picked up Mario Golf because I almost missed that. I already had Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I went to GameStop, and I forgot that I had credit from probably pre-COVID. That's how long I've had this credit. I probably traded these games in, and I had $80, and I'm like, okay, well there's Xenoblade. That's definitely happening. And then I still had some leftover credit. I bought a funny a pop figure too when I was there. But so they got me my UPTs. Units per transaction. Mm-hmm. But then Tony messaged me about the sale they had where they were the digital versions of these Switch games. So Mario Golf was the cheapest I've ever seen it. Plus I had $15 left still on the credit, so I'm like, okay, easy decision here. $25 for Mario Golf digital, so I got that. Haven't even played that one yet, but I did get into some Chronicles and nice. So. The cancel attack thing, that's new, right? Is that
no,
cancel for timing? That's been there? I feel like that's been... Okay, good. I
think it was even in 1, yeah.
I thought it was 2, because I played 2 a little bit.
I know 100% it was in 2. I forget if it was in 1.
Yeah, so... Because my timing was okay for it. I'm okay with that. It's just, I got that element, very quickly.
It's like Paper Mario, almost, in a way. What
I think for me is a little bit confusing so far is the... weak points of attack. I'm still kind of figuring out, that stuff. I went to go behind, just the beginning guy, just also. Yeah. The giant robot boss. And I went to go behind him, and there was, a finger, pointing I'm in the wrong zone. So I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. So I didn't do it. So I went back in the front and started fighting him for a while in front. And, eventually I'm the game gives me the hints, you should be behind him. I'm like, but I went back there, and they told me don't go there. So, but, it was a little confusing in terms of that part. But it looks about the same as the games, but this is a big game, right? This is huge. Yeah. I like the navigation system. I love the red line is
it's not,
kind of my point. Yeah. That's my point marker, and at least I know where I'm going. I don't have to go. I can deviate, but I can still keep my eye on where I'm heading, and I like that feature in terms of QOL additions. But it's been fun so far. I'm going to be diving more into it this week, and hopefully talk more about it myself. But Tony, what have you been playing?
Yeah, Xenoblade literally only
gonna be the next month or so.
Well, the cool thing is, Corey, have you been playing that too?
Not 3.
Oh, okay. You're on. Oh, okay. I thought we were all on 3 by now, but because Mike's not here, we can have a Chronicles Fest.
Yeah.
No, I haven't touched that yet, just because I've been going through the first one still.
Okay.
Which I put a lot of time in still.
How's the how far are you in that game now, Tony?
I think I'm at 50 hours. About that, I think I'm definitely in the second half of the game now. Who knows how long that will be?
Are you though?
I assume so. Again, just based on chapter number wise and how many chapters the last game was, I'm expecting the similar amount. But also the plot is kind of coming to ahead and stuff like that. But it's been so enjoyable. And over the weekend, I got to a climax of the story, and I was just it's just so heavy. I had to actually just be set my controller down and be I need to think about this. Let me take a break, ruminate and whatnot. Oh shit, that's pretty heavy. I did not expect to be thinking about these kinds of things right now until I got. And it was emotional too. I can't. I won't be afraid to say that. It was shit, crying, wipe my eyes and stuff like that, because I don't know, the thing is, especially
misty there.
Yeah, the one thing that the games have gotten better at, through the 3 mainline games is just the way that the characters interact with each other. And that is my favorite part of this game so far, is that in most JRPGs, or even RPGs, like I can't remember too many even Western RPGs where like, you meet a character, right? It's like your first party member. And it's like, okay, great. And they're going to talk. They're going to have some manner. And you get your second party member. Like, they'll interact a little bit. But then once you get, like, the third and fourth and fifth and whatever party members, like, all the party members stop talking to each other and they just talk to you, the player character, right? Like a Persona.
Well, yeah, you're the center of attention.
Yeah, you're the center of attention. Yeah. I'll cite an East one, like Persona 5. After you got, like, your fourth recruit of the Phantom Thieves, they only cared about Joker. They didn't fucking really talk to each other. Like, maybe, like, a quip here and there, but, like, the only progression they had was with Joker and stuff like that. Or, like, with, the Western games, like, look at Mass Effect. Mass Effect did a wonderful job at building up the characters, but the relationships, it was just between them and Shepard. It was never between, like...
standing in their little apartment area.
Yeah, exactly.
Went up to talk to them.
And what I love about this game is that you'll have these cutscenes where it's, like, character A talking to, like, character Z, and it's like, oh, that's cool. Like, I did not expect that to happen because it's just so rare, and they're meaningful conversations. They talk about things, relevant to themselves and to each other and their experiences. And that's the one really shining, like, big beacon of this game is, it's funny because this game does something that I actually hated about Mass Effect 3 in particular. In, one of my biggest complaints was, like, how in the Citadel for 3, that was how you picked up side quests. Was just hanging out in the Citadel and just hearing an NPC talk about, oh, this artifact got left behind on this fucking planet. And it's like, oh, that's a quest now. And I was like, that's so fucking dumb because, like, my memory's hazy now, but I forget if there was even, like, some indicator or anything like that.
There was an indicator that popped up once you heard it, that there was a action.
Right, but I mean...
You could hear it, but that you had to still accept it.
But, I mean, like, you wouldn't... I forget how specific it was. Like, would you know, like, oh, this NPC will have a quest for me, I'll just sit here. Or something like that.
In 2, yes. I remember that from 2 and
3.
No,
not 3. I'm talking about 3. Like...
Oh, yeah. They had
indicators.
They had indicators. Yes.
They had indicators?
They had indicator on the map, absolutely. 100% they did. They had exclamation points. They had the old-fashioned style indicators. Like, I knew there was a quest in this area.
Okay, all right, I got you. But what they did was they took that a step further. So, like, that is how this game does a lot of their side quests. And, like, you'll have this big yellow exclamation part over an NPC in the cities, because there's cities in this game, or colonies. And you just have to, like, overhear the conversation. But instead of just being like, okay, that's directly a quest, it's the party has this thing where it's like, hey, you bring it up at camp, or whatever, dinner table, something like that. And the characters will actually have this conversation about whatever the hell it is. It could be something, like, related to the plot, or it can just be something, like, literally, like, I think cooking ingredients or something like that. I wanted this one quest that they were talking about a novel and stuff like that. And they'll have a discussion about it, and then somebody will bring up something and be like, oh, well, why don't we go talk to the author of this book or something like that? And then people are like, that's a great idea. That's absolutely what you do. And then it's like, that's your quest. Like, that's how it comes up. So I actually was like, just like, to take it a step further, I'm like, oh, okay, this is natural. This is more natural and stuff like that. So, but yeah, the game is fantastic. And God, it's just sinking so much time. And like, it's at the point now where I have so many things to do in all the different cities and stuff like that. I'm like, shit, like, I should advance the main plot, but like, I'm having so much fun with this other stuff. Like, it's kind of that's
cool though. Like,
hard thing to...
that's what I felt like for me, for an RPG. Like, when they're like my favorite RPGs of all time, when I mentioned like Mass Effect 2 and when I mentioned Dragon Force, the draw for that is not the main character. It's those sub-story characters that, like, the stuff you like in Dragon Force, it was a little different. You had to read the stories, you know what I mean? Because it was not as vast. But the stories of those sub-characters was so
create stuff
good.
Too.
Yeah,
like you create
so
these like storylines for these characters as well.
Yeah.
Like Dragon Force, especially for us, I felt like you had these like characters that you got, and like you would give them backstories and like give them like expand on what the little bit they give you.
Old school games used to let us kind of do that thing, but like that's what I want. Like that. Like that's awesome to hear. Like I want that attachment to these other, like, some of my favorite characters in all of RPGs are not the main character. It's those sub characters. Yeah. It is the Rudger from Dragon Force. It is I pick anybody really from the sub characters except for I'm trying to get my favorite character from Mass Effect. I mean, probably the
Jacob,
either
of course.
Yeah, everybody except for Jacob because I sent him to his death. To his death. But yeah, everybody else was great, and Jack was so good. I mean, like Lalandra. I mean, all those characters are so good. They're so memorable.
Yeah,
like that's what I want. I hope that's what this is. Like, I really would love that. I love that
in this game, for this game specifically. How he was saying, like, and every time you have these side characters, they always become more popular. And like, I felt like the director specifically talked about that, and how, like,
I don't know, that is so.
I think
awesome
it was actually
here.
for Xenoblade, the first one. Actually, he's like, I wanted to make a character that was likable as much as the side characters. Every time you create a character, and it's like everybody seems to like these side characters better, and like the main character gets kind of pushed to the side as far as like the fandom outside of the game. And it's like, I wanted to make a character likable that would survive the the fandom outside.
Yeah, I mean,
I felt like that was actually specifically talked about.
For me, like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I played probably 10 to 15 hours of that, which is small in that world, but I never got hooked on it. And I think a lot of it has to do with your party. Like, no knock to those characters. I'm sure there was some great stuff that I didn't get into, but I didn't get hooked early on.
10 hours, you probably didn't even have all the characters, to be honest.
No, I definitely didn't. I know I didn't, actually. But I think
that was rough. Was the main character was the most unlikable, I felt like.
Absolutely. At the very beginning, he was the most unlikable character.
That's the other one. Persona 5. Persona 5 for me is a great game. I love that game. And I don't care about the main character as much as I love the sub-characters.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the main character is just an extension of you, really. And it's just,
yes.
Right.
You know,
I'm experiencing their story, in my opinion. Like, they're the ones I'm trying to work with, you know?
Right.
So,
and what this game does that you talk about, Jim, and I think you'll like it, is that, so like, you'll have your main party of the 6 characters. Like, those are the story relevant, like, I mean, everybody's story relevant, but that's your central party members. But what they do is they give you a 7th party member that oftentimes will be like a guest party member. You know, kind of how like Final Fantasies or whatever. It's like, blah, blah, blah has joined you for this part of like the story or something like that. And then they do their thing and then they leave. But you can unlock all these characters by doing things related to them. So it's like, kind of like, hey, well, that dude's badass. Like, and the thing is, they bring unique classes with them. It's not just like a dude, you know? It's not like,
giving me Suikoden?
Right, it is, right.
That's another one. Right. Those games had such great side characters, yeah.
Right, it's not like...
that game had too many side characters, but they had such great ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the thing is, like, you can unlock them by helping them out, because they have their problems. Like, it's like, yeah, you're doing your hero, you know, save the world, you know, whatever thing. It's like, while you're doing that, I got to take care of my people and stuff like that. So I can't help you until I help my people. It's like, all right, well, we'll help your people. Okay, well, now I can come on you with your journey. And the characters will even say, like, hey, give me a call whenever you need my help now, and stuff like that. So it's like, and it's just easy. You're just like, oh, you know, I need an extra healer on this boss, or I need an extra DPS to meet the rage, you know, time, or whatever it is, and stuff like that. And these characters, they all have their deep, like, story things where, you know, you help them, and they help flesh out the world and stuff like that. It's just like, it's not just, hey, blah, blah, blah has joined your party, and it's like, they're just a glorified, you know, unique class, and they have no personality or anything like that anymore. So
yeah,
it's really good. I really hope it impacts future RPGs, not only from them, but like, you know, I would love Final Fantasy to take a look at, you know, what they do and be like, you know what, maybe we could do something like that, especially after, you know, 15, where they didn't have a single female, you know, party member at all, you know, stuff like that. So
yeah, cool, awesome. All right, Corey, you've been playing the original?
Yeah, I'm just going through the Switch version, the definitive Xenoblade.
Yeah, did you beat that boss that you were talking about last week?
Yeah, I got through that. That was fine. I think again, like, you take a step back and then you just go back into it and just like immediately win. I was like, what?
Okay.
But yeah, so also, I guess I didn't realize, but like the Monado doesn't hurt people, and I was like, what the fuck is going on in this game? Like, why is like still doing no damage at all?
Wait, what?
And I was like, it doesn't, like, when you hit like people, there's a point in the game where you actually try to like hurt people, and it does no damage to them.
You might have had to equip a different weapon.
You can't unequip it. The Monado.
Oh, the Monado. I completely forget what you're talking about now. I know early on you can't do damage. Only the Monado can do damage to the mechs, the mechanics. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember the people part for some reason.
Well, no, because I just unlocked the fact that I can actually hurt everything now.
Yeah. Okay. So it was a story thing. Okay.
Yeah,
I got you. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, no, it's good. And the story is like that is the star of the game here. Obviously, I do find that the gameplay is not as enjoyable as 2. I think 2's.
Oh no, absolutely, 100%. Like I love, yeah.
I couldn't put 2 down because I was having so much fun with the gameplay aspects. Here, I just feel like I'm going through the motions. It's like, all right, blah 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 blah. It's like it's not. So the combat is not as enjoyable.
It's simple. It's just simple.
By it's just like so. I'm just trying to get through the story, and so then when that's happening, it's like I can't do long stretches because the combat's just not as fun.
It's not engaging.
I know what 2 did, and I was like, so I can't wait to get to 3. But the story is very good, obviously, and so like I'm enjoying the story aspects. But again, like that Ryan guy is just
dude, just take him out. Just take him out of the party.
He's not in my party. Every cutscene, he's in every cutscene.
Yeah, he is. Oh man, he gets memed a lot in the community, rightfully so. But yeah, no, I totally feel it because like even like I remember when I played the definitive edition. I think it came out 2 years ago, pandemic time for sure. It was only one of those like, oh, the combat hasn't aged as well as everything else has,
right?
And stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I get it because like the thing is like back when the game was released in 2009 or something like that. I mean, back then it was kind of revolutionary because it was bringing like an MMO experience to like console RPG and stuff like that. But especially after like 2, I mean 2 is just like so in fucking depth, and 3 just takes that even further. Like, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited for that because like I said, I was like, okay, cool, I'm learning the new stuff, and like it seems like it'll ramp up, but it just doesn't ever ramp up. You just just going through the same thing. Whereas with 2, I felt like it definitely had more intricacies and like. I felt like the combos mattered more.
Absolutely.
Here. It's like, I just need to be on the side or the back or whatever, and just do max damage. It doesn't matter. I don't have to really do like the topple with the whatever, So just so as far as the combat goes, it's just been a little bit on the disappointing side, just because I've played 2. I think if I had gone 1 to 2, it would have been different, but in this case,
for sure.
But yeah, story's good. So
what part of the story are you
on? I'm chasing a friend that we thought was not there anymore at this point. I don't think I'll play it, but
the 7th party member.
I don't know if I'll go back that far, Corey.
Yeah, quality of life. I mean, spoiler alert. Like you have like a love interest kind of in the beginning of the game, and she dies, but does she? So that's where we're at.
Okay, you're at the part where kind of like now the story, like it's just gonna.
Well, because like
you'll
things
see.
are starting.
Yeah.
Because you're like, wait, this is just straight up bad, but then you're like, wait, now like you're questioning it because of this whole thing that's happening. Then you have this giant guy that's like saying stuff, and like he's a factor, and he's the one that unlocks the Monato's power.
Zanza, yeah. Okay.
So now I'm just like in this like snow world at the moment.
Yes. Yeah, the game just ramps up from here. So yeah, excited to hear what you think about that.
All right. Let's get in some news here. Hogwarts Legacy has been delayed out of 2022 into 2023.
Warner Brothers, man.
Yeah. No actual time release date yet, right? Or does it have a new one? It does have a new one? Or window. It has a window, right?
They're like on a streak right now.
February 10th so far. And there's so many games that are just not. The reason why I put it on here is like this is like not something that really affects us in general, but there's just so many games leaving this year. I mean, it's just such an empty year for gaming, and it's more of like it's crazy because I think when we had our previous podcasts, I think we were talking about the effects of COVID and how it's going to like hurt the gaming industry, and I really thought we were feeling that last year, but I think we're really feeling it this year.
Well, I mean, especially if you're counting on just consoles. If you're a console, and I will say, if you're a PC or a PS5, PS4, or Xbox only, like absolutely, you're in a drought. On PC, I'm feasting. On Switch, I'm feasting. Like right after this, in a few weeks, Splatoon 3 is coming out. The month after that, Bayonetta 3 is coming out, and then the month after that is Pokemon.
Pre-order that.
And there's so many indies. Honestly.
And there's so many indies.
Talk about like the Steam Deck. I've been playing that Vampire Survivor game. It's $3 on Steam. Like you could spend a lot of time in that game. It's just like an auto shooter. You're just like moving around, picking up stuff, and you're just killing zombies. And it's like super like 16-bit, not even maybe. And just like it's just a lot of fun. Just like so much shit starts happening as it builds up, and it's like $3 game on
that's cool.
Steam.
Yeah, it's great to have that. I mean, that by the way, that is going to be a purchase for me this year. I've already started to I'm selling a couple of collectibles just because I'm like, I'll get the money from this. I'll just sell a couple of these things, and that'll be my pocket.
Every week, it's something like that. Cult of the Lamb I see all over the place right now. Devolvers, new game.
I will have a Steam Deck as soon as they get it available to me, which I'm guessing is going to be October, November.
Ironically, they just said something today, I believe, or yesterday, that they're increasing the amount of email, I guess, apply or something like that, but the emails that are going out for your Steam.
Well, I'm still selling stuff. Give me time, guys. I'm still selling stuff. Damn it. So
depends on when you pre-ordered. They said that you'd get one by the end of the year. So
I'm in that 6-month window. Yes, I am by the end of the year. So we'll see.
Okay, cool.
I am getting it. So I'm so psyched to get that, and not only to have a little extra like console PC thing where I'll play, because Miles Morales, like the Spider-Man game, is it compatible? I can play that on there, right?
Well, the Spider-Man is on there now, and it's deck verified. But Miles Morales is coming later. Yes.
Okay.
It's not out now, but it is.
That's right.
Coming.
I was trying to.
But yeah, you can play Spider-Man.
Cool.
Absolutely.
And then like Switch, for instance, here's like something I don't really use yet. With the Switch Online, I've used on occasion. Like it's fun to sit down with friends and play the classic stuff. Wave Race 64 coming to the expansion pack members on 8/19 of this year. Wave Race is
this week.
Wave Race 64 is one of my all-time greatest games. Like I love that N64 game. Just the first course in the water, trying to do as many loops as possible without falling off the thing. I was in that phase when I was at that age of trying to break a game. Like I was trying to jump the entire course on F-Zero.
Yeah.
I was trying. There's things I was like Wave Race is one of those games I would always try. Pilot Wings, another game I was always trying to do something crazy with, that's what I love about the Wave Race games. So I'm psyched.
Wave Race 64 was like I'm still impressed by the water physics and technology of that game, because that was like a near launch title for the N64. Like we're not talking about PS3, we're not talking about even GameCube and PS2. We're talking about N64. Like those physics and those graphics still hold up pretty well to today's standards. And just like terms of like, holy crap, like obviously new stuff is better, but like you look at it's like this was 1996. Like damn, okay, King. So yeah, it's really exciting, and like we had no idea this was coming because I think I had mentioned it last time. The initial launch trailer for the N64 app, they highlighted 13 whatever games it was, and those all came out. So every month, it seems like the cadence is one N64 game a month now. It's all brand new stuff, and the first one here was Wave Race 64. So hoping that continues, and I think we might be seeing the Game Boy catalog next month. So fingers crossed. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. What else do we have here? Let's get some more news out. I think there was one with Fortnite Dragon Ball. That's out now.
Out today,
right?
I believe. Yes.
Out today.
The highest liked tweet from the Fortnite Twitter account ever.
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball is
it's Fortnite and it's Dragon Ball. It's like
these
the perfect
two superpowers when they combine.
They do the fusion dance.
They just the fusion. Yeah. So that was definitely awesome to see. I don't play Fortnite, but it's like I'm looking.
No, I don't either. But I think it's so cool. Like, it's kind of one of those things where like, damn, I would be having a blast if I was a kid or a teenager, and it's like I could just spend time in this game. And like the thing is, like even now I'm tempted because they did the thing. Like they have a no build mode, which is what I wanted from day one. And they have other events and stuff going on, which just seems like fun to like log in and play games, like that's just other stuff.
How you survive right now, so you gotta keep just
exactly
out the content and making it valuable. And like what they had like videos of Darth Vader doing a Kamehameha. It's like you can just give these characters these powers.
It's really cool to see that. Like I watched these videos just of Goku in the game. It looks great. I just watched the Kamehameha
what's
attack.
Funny is like there's a guy who's like, what did they do to Bulma's ass? It's just
yeah, but it's just amazing to see how Fortnite is still going on strong, because
it is.
People have been calling like, oh, it's a fad. It's like, I don't know, man. Like I don't think it counts as a fad anymore. It's more popular than ever.
The thing is like we saw about like PUBG, like what they did, and it's like, oh yeah, how long is this really gonna last?
Right.
Because what could you add to that? Like it wasn't goofy or anything. Like, you couldn't make it like it was just the same thing over and over, right? But with Fortnite, they've iterated on it and they've changed it and they've added the content. We keep saying like the costumes. Everybody wants to dress up, play dress up here, and then taking modes and like changing things, giving you concerts, giving you trailers like in game. It's just like
movies like
ridiculous. Yeah. It's crazy what they're doing, and then so like they kind of set the bar, and so now anything that comes out after, if you're not like on the level, like you're not doing well. So,
and this is exactly why Sony, they're looking, they saw the Fortnite money, they're like, we need that. Yeah. We absolutely need
they spent $1 billion to get a company that does live service game.
Yeah.
However $1 billion it was.
Where do you even think like just real quick, like what crossover could they do that like would
Fortnite?
Be
they haven't done?
Yeah, that like would even meet the level of Dragon Ball at this point.
Oh, at this point, not
because they've done Star Wars, they've done
they've done all the
Gorgon, like the Stranger Things, was that in there? That was in Dead by Daylight, right?
Dead by Daylight.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what other franchise they could. I mean, they could go anime course. I mean, there's so many anime out there that have so much following. One Piece. There's there's all those old classic stuff, but nothing as big as Dragon Ball. And then I'm like thinking like in terms of just general knowledge, because people know Dragon Ball that don't watch anime. A general knowledge,
like what about SpongeBob? You get SpongeBob's
you could do that.
I was thinking maybe like Mickey Mouse. Maybe, but like
I don't think Mickey Disney Mouse is at the level.
Yeah, no, I'm just
Sesame Street.
God, Elmo shooting some people with a sniper rifle.
I don't even know. I'm trying to. Now you got me thinking. I'm trying to think of something that would be on the level, and I'm just. I mean, classic cartoon probably. I'm just trying to think.
Link
of what.
and Zelda.
Yeah.
Nintendo characters.
I'm honestly surprised they haven't. I'm sure they tried.
They have contacted them, yeah.
But Nintendo's pretty protective of their.
Trying to think of like Smash, like who's in Smash?
Yeah. Like Mario or Pikachu, but I don't think those are realistic at all.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. Let's see. MultiVersus we talked about last week getting pushed. It's to launch, but it's coming out this week. It's coming out today. I think it came out today. Didn't it launch today?
Sure.
But it launched with a surprise characters.
Season one. Yeah.
Season 1 launched with surprise characters. As we mentioned on the MovieCast, Black Adam and Gremlin's Stripe came launched at the same time. So you get a Gremlin's character, which it's just such a crazy list of characters. That's why this game has such potential. Like as we just mentioned with Fortnite, just licensing alone that Warner Brothers has, you've got such a catalog. You know what I mean? Like it's just there. Like that's what's so cool about Fortnite.
They could make it into something, sure.
Yeah, I mean, this could be very good.
Yeah, it could.
They have no items though. They need more item use. Like they need that. Like you know what I mean? Like there's nothing like that. In the game.
Early, if they can keep pumping out content, if they can stay up with like we just talked about with Fortnite, if they can continue to iterate on the game and improve on it, I think it could be good. The thing is, it is set up for a live service game. So and you start like, you could do like the league thing, start rotating in different people and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things where like. I get what they're going for. I think it's cool, but at the same time, like, it's unfair, but it's hard to not compare to Smash Brothers, right? Because like Smash Brothers, you pay $60, and you get
that's it, yeah.
70-something characters, 100 stages, 1,000 music tracks, like, and what MultiVersus is coming out with. I don't know, 10 characters, 12 characters.
You're right. But you're talking about licensing. You're talking about licensing that can appeal to multiple people. Like that's the win for them. No, they have that draw.
I'm like,
sure a gremlin, but like, and like Batman. Who's
Gremlin appealing to? Right?
It's
appealing to our generation.
Our generation.
Is it? But like, is that the thing that made you get MultiVersus?
No, I'm not getting it for that. I mean, I have it. I got it for like I said. I have a 9-year-old.
No, I know. I'm just saying like
and Tom and Jerry, but
I'm just saying from at least me personally. Like I look at it, and most of these characters, like it's like Arya's there, Gandalf's coming, LeBron. I'm like, it's like I never was like, yeah, I wondered who win in a fight, Gandalf versus LeBron. This is like
I get it. It's not for that.
No, it's not.
The fact that you can play as these people. Like, you don't care who's like, oh, who's gonna win a fight. You just like, oh, I get to mess around and be LeBron James, or I get to mess around and be Gandalf and all that. That's where I think the appeal is. And again, like, you see how successful Smash is. If you can iterate on that design and make it something unique with characters people know, people love, it can do well. I think it's going to do better than Nickelodeon's game.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. When that came out with a new character nobody cares about.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, like, we'll see. Right now, MultiVersus is the fact that it's the new kid on the block. It's free to play, in the alpha and stuff like that. It has it going for it. It's one of those things you were like, I like to see how it is 6 months from now, a year from now.
Exactly. I mean, we look at Halo Infinite. What that was like top of like everybody's mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was exactly just faded to nothing and stuff like that. And that'll be interesting. And tying it into the movie cast, I mean, I am interested to see how social media treats this game, because right now, and I've talked about this over the years, like, Twitch sponsorship, streaming sponsorship is a thing. It's absolutely a thing now, where it's like companies will pay a streamer thousands of dollars, millions of dollars if you're fucking
Ninja freaking or whoever they were, Facebook, whoever it was, gave them like $50 million to move. Oh, it was Microsoft, because they went to that their platform that failed in like the first month. They gave them like $50 million.
Yeah, but it's like they'll pay you to play their game and stream it. So it's like, okay, well, once all these streamers stop playing, how does it hold up? Like, because they're feeding those new players like, oh, well, I want to be like Ninja, or I want to be like PewDiePie, or, Pokemon, So, we'll see. I hope it is successful, because obviously, competition breeds creativity and stuff like that.
Yeah, we wouldn't have this game without Smash, so.
Yeah.
All right. Lastly in the news, just like we finished the movie cast, Disney is in the news. They're going to have a game showcase at the D23 Expo. So September 9th, get a Disney and Marvel games showcase. New and upcoming games coming soon. Trailers, announcements. What are we expecting? Anything big? What are we doing? 1 o'clock.
Definitely we're...
Pacific, 4
p.m. What is it? The Sun?
Midnight Suns.
Midnight Suns will get shown off, even though it just got delayed. Probably Star Wars Fallen Order 2.
Fallen Order 2, yeah.
Fallen Order 2. And we'll see. I mean, maybe we see another teaser for, like, Wolverine. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that game. Spider-Man 2, maybe. I don't know.
There was an insider saying that, I forget what company, is doing a Black Panther game. So maybe that'll get unveiled there, to ride the hype of Black Panther, Wakanda Forever coming out and stuff like that. Love to see a Marvel Ultimate Alliance 4 teased. Love to see Marvel vs. Capcom 4. That would be pretty dope.
Yeah. I think that would be like the blow-away surprise, as long as they go back to their old art style. But more about the roster, really, for Marvel vs. Capcom, isn't it? Really, that's really what it is.
It was just a cash grab on the movies.
Yeah.
It was like Marvel Cinematic Universe versus Capcom. And it's like, like, nah. Like, I want Sentinel. I want Magneto. X-Men. Like,
nope. You get Doctor Strange. Here's your Magneto.
Doctor Strange was cool, but like, it wasn't not on the same level as Magneto. And like, they fucking had like Nova in there. I'm like, I don't fucking want Nova. Give me Cyclops.
No, you need those classic all-time characters from the games. Cable. Like, you need Cable. You need like, you need those characters back. God, I mean, Sentinel. I mean, there's like some great characters.
Interesting to see like a Marvel vs. Capcom game at this point in like the Street Fighter 6 style.
Yeah, like, that's the thing is...
It's so good, by the way. Like, did you guys watch Evo at all?
Yeah, I did.
No, I didn't.
Street Fighter 6 is looking so good, dude. Like, I'm actually excited.
Oh, that's good.
I'm so excited because I just skipped 5 complete. I was just like...
Yeah, same. I mean...
Yeah, same.
This looks... I'm so excited for this. Like, Evo just hyped me up so much for 6, and, like, the Kimberly Jury trailer.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah. Looking forward... So, I don't think realistically it'd get announced, because obviously Capcom wants to promote Street Fighter 6, but at some point, maybe next year, I would love to see Marvel vs. Capcom 4. The company that does those arcade cabinets that you can buy for like $500.
One up, yeah.
I think it's one up. I could be wrong. It could be one of the other ones. But they're coming out with a Marvel versus Capcom 2 unit.
I did see that.
Like both of them. I think it's
and it has all the X-Men, the Marvel superheroes, Marvel's Capcom 1, stuff like that. It's a limited edition. I'm like, God damn it. And I just hope this is like the last thing they do before they, release Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the modern platforms. Because you remember, they released it for 360 and PS3, but it was only for, a couple of years, and they delisted them and stuff like that. But I hope we get digital downloads of Capcom 2. And now it's like, look, Disney and fucking Capcom, make this work. Like, whatever you gotta do, make it work. Infinite was shit. Fucking just dust your hands, wipe it clean, and fucking make Marvel vs. Capcom 4. Like, just make Marvel vs. Capcom 4. Like, they did a great job on 3. It didn't hit the heights of 2, but it was close. And Infinite was just shit the bed.
Infinite was garbage. Infinite was garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, what if they just did like
what was that? The DLC was on the disc as well.
Yeah, that was the biggest controvery. Like, I absolutely could not support that. It was like, it wasn't even a year old. It's like 8 months later. It's like, hey, buy a $40 version. It's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, that could be a cool announcement. I'll have to keep an eye on it. That'd be awesome. So I think that's going to wrap up this episode, though. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We hope you enjoyed it. We are on Twitch Tuesday nights starting at 8 o'clock for the MovieCast and Gamecast, so please join us next week. We're on the following day for YouTube. You can watch these recordings on YouTube the following day, and also audio streaming the next day as well. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We're going to be done. We're out. We'll see you soon.